We have a reference in the first reading to the joy of the Spirit. There's an old saying in French, un saint triste est un triste saint, which comes into English as a sad saint is a sorry saint. And so if we're looking for the Lord in grumpy mode, we're not a good advert for the kingdom. There's a lot of that out there, unfortunately, e.g. in the cybersphere, aggressive blogging. We would do better to turn to the rosary and to watch Jesus in the tabernacle rather than on a screen. We only have, my friends, a short time relatively on earth, and the month of November is a time to be aware of that. One can sometimes look again at old memoriam cards and see once bright, sparkling smiles now extinguished. The picture snaps a moment of time forever. Remember now, we too will be on the other side more quickly than we think. When birthdays come and go, one tends to think about that each time round. We can't live more than 100 at the max. And so we need to choose where this limited amount of time is going. And I would like to drop you a hint this morning on one means of creating joy for yourself and therefore for others, which is actually quite simple. Exclude too much for your soul and brain is one, and in its place, fill it with what is healing and uplifting. Do you know that one blessing we have not lost from the Garden of Eden is one thing we share with the angelic choirs: the capacity to create for God and for man harmony and beauty in melody, song and music. It was already perceived to be such before the Incarnation, for the very word music is pagan and means the art of the muses, musicae techne, and was perceived by the philosophers of old to be something of divine origin. And so when we have someone on earth who has been gifted by God with the capacity to plug into what he has created in the realm of music, harmony and perfect beauty, we have a gift which is divine. And so it is not indifferent if we choose, for instance, to exclude that in favour of the opposite, which, remember, is pushed by you-know-who. Music in hell is howling and noise. Music in heaven is angelic. The angels, my friends, are our invisible companions on the road. They are more real than you think. It just happens that in recent times I've become very much aware of that because of something which probably was there all along, but which only became visible and apparent when I started occasionally to put on the camcorder during nocturnal adoration. And it turned out that each time the camera was picking up small, tiny, moving lights all the time. And they were going backwards and forwards to the Blessed Sacrament exposed. And at times, if I looked carefully, I could see that an angel right next to the Blessed Sacrament, going up and down, if I stopped, was actually a tiny winged light. It wasn't just a circle, it was angelic in form. What does that tell you, my friends? The camera doesn't have hallucinations, it picks up what it sees. I'll tell you what it means. It means the Lord is dropping a very gentle hint that this is for real. The real presence is his presence on earth, the centre of gravity, the sun, the High King claiming time, space, and total attention. Compare. One has the possibility of spending that same time late into the night hours opening a screen, engaging with holy blogging, not the Lord directly, but for the Lord, and carefully manipulated by you-know-who to make sure that we miss the other, which is far more useful for us and for the church, and perhaps is what he wants. My friends, we only have, I say, a short time compared with eternity. It's a dot on the map. And so we have a choice. Firstly, to what we expose ourselves to and how much of it. And then also, how we handle our relationships with those around us. For if we choose to spend a lot of time with people not graced, not peaceful, we, by osmosis, will take in the contamination. Being exposed a long time to a peaceful, loving person who loves Jesus is very healing. It's much easier to live that way. And so choose those you spend a lot of time with. But there is more. We all have to engage with people all the time. Remember one word which might help you as you go through life, of Albert Einstein. The intelligent man is one who resolves problems. The wise man is one who avoids them. The stupid man is one who creates them. And he goes on. If there are a lot of problems on earth, there may be a reason for it. And so, my friends, calculate. I have perhaps 10, 20, maximum 30 years more time. How will I spend it? From this day forward, I will not leak. I will not leak spiritual energy, mental energy. I will love. I will give joy. I will let the Lord be Lord. And that's the bottom line. For in the last resort, it's all over to this. Over to you, Lord. I give you the driving wheel. Take over. Reign. One last point. If one is simplified, if one is somewhat made light in the mental baggage, if one is made less noisy in emission, something happens. One picks up an awful lot more. Words are like leaves, and where they most abound, much depth of sense beneath is seldom to be found. Don't talk more than you have to. Say well once only what has to be said, and you'll be listened to. But listen well. The one who listens tends to learn a lot. The one who talks a lot goes away with the volume of knowledge he had when he started. I finish. In Rome, in one lecture, Father Paul Murray talked to us about unattended moments. Moments are passing by and we miss them. Graces are passing by and we miss them. Joy is passing by and we demolish it. It's a secret. Keep